ops can be extremely aggressive and punchy to play against when you don't know how to effectively peek them. So I'm going to teach you a few tips and tricks you can use to even out the odds. So to effectively deal with an opper, we want to understand first how an opper wants to play, and then work back from there on how to kill them. So a good opper wants to be scoped in and holding an angle before you peek it, so all they have to do is click. What makes an opper uncomfortable is when either they're out in the open and they have no cover, so if they miss the shot they're dead, or is if they have to try to hit a quick scope. Now if we notice, when I zoom in with the op, it's actually blurry for a split second, and that means the op is not entirely accurate. So if we can get them to be unscoped and have to scope back in, we have that small period of time where they may be aiming at us, but the bullet misses anyways. We're going to try to use that to our advantage, get them off the angle and make them hit a quickscope. So how do we get the oppers to have to hit a quickscope or off the angle? Well, we use utility. But what happens when we don't have utility? Well, lucky for you, I'm going to teach you both ways of dealing with an opper. So to start off, we'll go with the less fun option, and that is utility usage. Now, everyone pretty much knows you can just throw utility, but I'm just going to give you a few examples. Obviously, if the opper's holding an angle like car, just throw a molly like that, and they have to run out, and you can just simply shoot them as they're running in the molly. Pretty simple. We also can use stuff like smokes to simply block their vision and to get us into, gets us past these dangerous crossfires, into a better spot where we can, do smokes, do some crazy peeks, just get into better positions with our smokes. And lastly is the flashbang. The flashbang is the best way to deal with the opper, as it gets them off the angle. Simply throwing a flashbang like that blinds the opper off the angle, and if he stays there, simply shoot them. But most of the time, they're gonna either shoot a blind shot or just run away. Now, when an opper has been pushed off the angle they were on, they have a few options. One of those is just simply re-swinging, and there's two ways they can do this. One, they try to swing in and, hit the quickscope, which we mentioned before. There's that little period of blurriness, which we have an advantage, as they're not accurate. They can, slow peek into the angle, but in that case, they're moving slower, which means we have an easier shot on them, and we're already holding the angle on them. Or they can simply come over here and, reposition, in which case, we either need to throw more utility, or what I'm about to show you is have great peeks onto them. So, what do we want to do when we don't have any more utility and we just need to take the fight? Well, there's a few options. So, say the enemy opper is just holding a position like over here, and we need to come out. So obviously the easiest way to do it is just to jiggle peek, fire. This way is still pretty risky, as the enemy can, simply point and click on you. There is a slightly better version of this. This is the crouch peek. The reason the crouch peek is better is because you become more accurate faster. So to deal with an opper, we basically have to hit an accurate headshot instantly, and crouching makes you fully accurate extremely fast, so we want to use that to our advantage. So simply, instead of jiggle peeking, we commit and shoot more bullets with a pre-fire. Pretty simple, but a lot of times I see people just try to take a fight, and that's just going to result in you dying more times than not. So instead, come out here, crouch, pre-fire. The other way to dealing with the opper is to shoulder peek and wide swing. So say the opper is still on that angle. What we want to do is just jiggle peek them, or shoulder peek them more specifically, like this. So we don't want to actually go out far where we can see them, because we're basically doing exactly what they want and showing our entire body. But instead we want to show just the shoulder. Just the shoulders peeking out. So we can hopefully either they shoot, and we can just run them down, or they don't shoot. Say we're just shoulder peeking, nothing's happening. We wide swing. And we wide swing just a little bit further than we think we need to. So what we don't want to do is just come out here and stop right on the angle and just get shot, because we did the peek exactly like they wanted us to. So come over here, get a little bit of speed before you jump out, wide swing, take a few more steps than you think you need to, get the easy kill. What it looks like from their POV is that they think you're just going to come over here and do just peek right out on them. So as you fly right past their screen, like this, and you will be way out further towards here, and they're basically just out in the open begging you to hit an easy headshot onto them. There are situations in which, the enemy operator can just nail the flick on you wide swing if they're able to react in time, or, they have a great ability to re-swing into the angle like Molodoi, and that's just kind of the way it is with the ops. You can't 100% of the time effectively deal with them, and it's why it's such a good gun. But what we want to do is just never make it easy for them. Use all your utility on the operas, make your peaks difficult and vary them, and just give them as tough of a time as possible. I hope these tips and tricks helped you out, guys, and please remember to like and subscribe for CS content every week. I should have a very in-depth YouTube video dropping sometime next week. Thank you.